battle against the Rat King and the Frog Witch. We met, I want to say like Barnaby, whatever his name was.
Hold on. I think
he's
Benjamin.
a good guy. Benjamin, thank you. Who was definitely not guarding a room with something really horrible behind it. Though he was explicitly guarding the garden of corpses, or rather of petrified corpses. We managed to make our way out, having killed the Duke. And once we got back, we met up with our employer. We took all of them home. We got paid. We sold the mirror. We paid off our debt to Nick and Knack. There is a social function / soiree in, is it like, it's like a
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, okay. In a few weeks, and in the meantime, we were given, right now we have like preferential on it if we decided the next day, a mission through the BMMMM to go into one of the towers. BMMMM. MMM. Okay, BMMM. To potentially go into a tower and stop somebody from getting something out of it is all we really know. Really, it is an anti-personnel mission because somebody's doing something the BMMM doesn't want them to do. And then we had a heart-to-heart, in heavy air quotes, over dinner.
Yeah, and we talked about how the boom sucks.
And Torque's really grumpy about his gun being broken.
That's a reasonable thing to be bothered about.
That's not going to change ever.
Yeah.
We can tell ourselves that's why Torque's grumpy.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling myself. That's the Haza editorializing. Like, yeah, he's just grumpy because his gun's broke. For sure. He'll get over it.
It's not broke. Thanks to the inspiration, I fixed it.
True. Yeah, it almost broke permanent, like.
I just would have taken time to fix. Time and money. Money I don't have.
Money.
Yeah, so you guys have been at Daleth's Corner talking and discussing. You have potentially the rest of that conversation, although we did kind of like button it pretty well. But any other questions any of you might have for one another while you have the opportunity to ask them? And provided that no questions come to you, then you have to decide what it is you would like to do next as you contemplate taking this contract. So have we decided this is going to be a good intelligence gathering mission, if nothing else?
I think so.
Well, I would like to get into the tower, but I think before we agree to anything, it might be a good idea to get a more concrete idea of what it is we are being contracted for, and what compensation we will get for doing it. I wasn't particularly happy with how vague our friend was on those issues.
Seems we would have to accept the mission before we get those kind of details.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was the third party that hired them that has the details, unlike last time.
As far as compensation, I think it's going to be equivalent to last time.
Didn't Soul make it sound like if we were happy with the payment for the last job, we would love the next job? That's what I thought he said. Pretty much in those words.
Yeah. So I guess we could go back over there now and tell him we're in.
Sure. If that's what we agree on, then no reason to wait.
Well, you all step then outside to the afternoon, the late afternoon, and the bustle of the market, the carts and wagons down the streets, and head back to the headquarters of the Vanguardians. Is that right?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
All right. Lauxius is attending to his inventory, as made apparent through like a chart and a booklet and vials he has placed out on the counter, which he is counting and then putting back under the shelf. Have you decided?
I believe so. I think we want to take the contract.
That doesn't sound particularly affirmative.
We would like to take the contract.
Well enough. The contract is with the Bureau itself. The High Arcanist is the perhaps lone figure who holds enough information to actually provide you with any more details. And I will need to have you escorted to her office.
I'm sorry. What did you say the name?
Her name is Virian Ronellis. I'll type that out for you.
Mm-hmm.
The High Arcanist of the Bureau of Magical Misconduct Management.
And so you're just getting a finder's fee here?
He tilts his head to one side and nods.
Do you need to arrange that ahead of time, I assume? Like for tomorrow or something?
Yes, I'll have someone to retrieve you all. Here would be most convenient for them, but otherwise you could still be found elsewhere.
I have been meaning to ask, how did you do that with the paper birds?
Purchase messenger paper?
Yes, it just blinks.
I could sell you some if you'd like.
How much for?
A gold per sheet?
That seems like it'd be really useful. You just gotta know who you're sending it to?
More or less. It does take time to travel, but if you know who you are sending it to, it will find them eventually. Provided, of course, weather, water, or other interference does not properly hinder them.
I mean, yeah, I would like 5 sheets?
I'll also take
Or-
5.
10 sheets, so I could just pay with a platinum.
He pulls a few black pieces of paper out and sets them in a stack, and then he kind of looks at the paper for a moment and says, "Would you like a different color?"
What colors are there?
Eggshell, pastel, pink. I have a mint green.
I'm also taking 5 sheets of the black paper.
I think pastel would be nice.
He pulls out a couple of pink sheets for you. You're welcome to take the black paper, Violet, but if you don't have a different color of ink,
Yeah,
it won't.
That's right. Then I'll just take the eggshell.
Okay.
I realized that.
It does look cool as hell, but like he
Did
clearly has like a special pen or something.
you say there was lime?
There's like a mint green.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, he pulls out small stacks of paper that he like bundles with some twine for each of you.
And would I know how this works? Is this like a common magic item sort of thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's common. In fact, you're probably highly proficient with it. There's no way that
Yeah,
like
I was gonna
Quartz
say.
Journal would not make full use of a mechanic like this.
Yeah, if it involves writing down and not seeing another human being, of course.
And there's many ways to like, as soon as it's like folded and like quote unquote sealed and sent, like it will do its thing. You don't have to do origami. You can fold it in half or into a letter or into a paper airplane, for God's sake. But like,
Can I crumple it?
yeah, and chuck it like a snowball. Yeah. Just however you fold it would obviously in some fashion reflect on like one, like politeness, but also like how it can be read later.
I love you.
Gay.
Sure is.
All right. What else?
Meeting time for our escort, or are we gonna just have them meet us where we're staying?
Where do you guys want to meet? And do you guys want to meet here, or do you guys want to just get picked up? And when?
Where is this office within Luscombe?
Lauxius indicates that it is on the
No,
far.
I'm sorry. Where is Lauxius's office? The office we are in
Oh,
currently. I have forgotten already.
Do 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 do.
Oh, Vanguardians, it's right there.
Yep.
Right next to Harbor Cross.
Meet here in the morning.
Uh,
Say 3 hours after sunrise.
Sure. I mean, what do you all usually do with your evenings?
Drink.
Okay.
Is that any good?
Drinking?
Yes.
It's
Pretty great.
fine, yeah.
Did you want to go drink?
I mean, at some point, I do have some business to attend to, praying to do, etc., etc. I need to, double check, and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. And see if I have any new assignments, I suppose. And prayer, of course.
Well, to each their own. Should you change your mind?
Oh, no, I want to try it, because I've never, all this is new.
Well, I'll be more than happy to join you, but I think I'm going to try and get a little information on this Varian Renellus, the High Arcanist, before tomorrow.
How do you plan on doing that?
Well, I know someone who works for the B-Triple-M.
Oh,
Right.
Yes.
Would you like accompaniment to tag along?
Certainly, you're more than anyone is more than welcome to
Yes, I'd
join
love to
me.
join you.
But if you'd rather start with the drinking, I can understand that as well.
No, like I said, we have plenty of time, and I have business to attend to in the evening, so At least in my resting time.
How much
Very
time
well.
do you usually need to like pray and do all that stuff? Like an hour?
Long as it takes.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, it's
Well,
not
it's
like
open
you're.
ended.
Yeah, it's not like it's a conversation, so it isn't as long as it takes. Most of the time, it's usually about an hour or so.
Hmm.
Anyways, where's this contact?
It's sort of southeast from here. I'll lead the way.
All right.
Are you headed towards his office or no?
No, we're headed home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So where do you take them?
I figure it's probably pretty close to the south gate, probably like over here somewhere, that general
Mhm.
area.
That feels good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to drive there or do you want to walk?
I was going to walk. What driving options are available to us?
We call Fantasy Uber.
Auto carriage.
This was a very long time ago that this got mentioned. So long ago that like haven't mentioned it anytime recently. But like horseless carriages do like frequent this area. They're more expensive rides, but like I mean like regular carriage drivers, like I bring this up now because I mean this is a very big city and it can save you guys a lot of time
Mhm.
running place to place because that has taken you hours.
All right. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
we have
Let's
nowhere to be until tomorrow, right?
the bar.
How long do you
Well,
want to spend walking the streets instead of doing other things?
I suppose that's true.
Yeah, I'll hop in a carriage.
Okay. It'll be a silver to get you where you need to go.
Okay.
And carriages are actually large and can house up to 8 people at a time. So
Fantastic. I'll take care of this one since I'm already doing the math.
okay.
Oh boy. All right.
That didn't sound good.
And I'm just assuming everybody can make change here.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so we'll hop in a carriage and head down towards the south gate.
Sure. And do you want to tell me what this place looks like?
Sure. It's whatever sort of simple, standard, plain housing looks like in the city in terms of the structure. It is very well maintained. Everything is very precise and in its place. There's very little that would pass as ornamental. And probably just a simple, like, 2-story structure.
Mm-hmm. I think it fits nicely here with a bunch of other buildings of its very same structure and make that, like, a few generations ago, at the founding of this, like, section of the city and also, like, the new institution that was the union of Bregendarth and Luxron Core, like, the immediate need to structure housing for hobgoblins and incoming military families. And so like there is just this row of like identical
Oh,
buildings.
yeah.
and some of these places clearly have like long since been inhabited by hobgoblins, in that they
Mhm.
have all these perfect corners and perfect alignments and non-decor, and then some places clearly have like switched hands because these uniform houses like then are overgrown or have wildflowers or something ornamental like blocking windows or whatever. Like it's very obvious who is who just looking down the street, but also where this has come from.
Mhm.
Um, so it is nondescript, approaching a specific one of these little narrow two-story buildings. Um, uh, and I assume do you walk in or do you knock?
I just walk in, but I sort of announce my presence as I'm walking in. Hello? Anybody
You hear
home?
your sister call down from
Mhm.
upstairs.
Mhm.
Hey Ozzy, how are ya?
Doing well, Avi. How are you? Would you
Good,
like to
good.
Would you like to come downstairs and meet some of my new friends?
Oh, sure. Give me a moment.
Hmm.
And as you're all like waiting at the like base of the stair that's like right in front of the door, and you can see from either on either side of the stairwell, like immediately to the right there's a kitchen, immediately to the left is like a front room that does not look like it is designed to be lingered in. Um, Not like comfortable furniture, but presentational furniture, um, but not anything fancy. There are portraits on the wall, or on the mantle, like very small portraits that would have been like sketches, really cheaply made, but clearly of sentimental value of uh, of each individual member of this family, um, which includes Oscar, uh, and then two other female children, and then parents as well. Um, and then in a few moments, you hear footsteps coming from like the back of the house, and then also footsteps coming down the stairs. And first to arrive is a broad and on the shorter side hobgoblin gentleman who is still outfitted as if he has been at work today, like in pressed clothing, um, and hair tied back, uh, and like switching between reading glasses, um, and then long distance glasses. Uh, uh, he comes up to you, Oscar, and then holds out his hand in a general handshake, like a friendly handshake.
Hmm. Father?
Oscar on.
Wanted to stop by and introduce some of my new friends and perhaps ask you some questions if you'd be so kind as to impart some knowledge.
That's very, very kind of you to bring folks over short notice. He gestures with his other hand for you all to like make yourselves as comfortable as possible in the space that is clearly meant to seat 3 people at once.
Oh, this is everyone, and I will go through the introductions. Everyone, this is my father, Jar von Kurak.
Pleasure.
And then your sister,
Mhm.
a certainly younger, but like bigger, you comes down the stairs, in a simple dress with like patterns embroidered into the clothing, but it like stops as if like it's a project partially finished.
Mhm.
Um, uh, she kind of like ducks her head below the stairs to like wave at all of you before she gets all the way down. Hello, friends.
Avi, my friends, Avi.
Nice to meet you as well.
Hello.
Sorry to intrude.
She kind of looks at her father, who nods, and she turns to the kitchen and says, "I'm going to go get some tea, if you don't like." And then doesn't wait for an answer.
So-
Drar. Oh, yep.
Yeah, so my father here, as I have mentioned, he works for the VMMM, and I know, Father, that this will come as some surprise to you, but we have just accepted a job for them, and I was wondering if in your work you have had any experience with the High Arcanist over there, Varian Renelis.
As a matter of fact, I do. She and I have corresponded, at least. And we can actually get along pretty well in the event of a important meeting. However, the seat that I happen to be occupying may not be so close to hers. What about her?
Well, we've been hired to do a job specifically for her, and we'll be meeting with her tomorrow morning. Was wondering if there is anything we should know before attending that meeting.
Yeah, she's good at her job. You don't become the High Arcanist without having the significant skill. She also takes her job incredibly seriously, as anyone should.
Any idea why she might be sending us into the host tower?
The host tower itself has significant wards upon it. At bar, guards, entry, and divination. It's intentionally impenetrable and deliberately unaccosted. However, I have been hearing that perhaps, as of recent, there may be folks who have tried to cross the bridge. It is important to note that one of the things that has happened in within the history of this city being built, that the structure that you see on the map here, this bridge, it no longer exists. The first does, the one that leads to Ship Karth, but the second one has long since been obliterated. Ship Karth has done a significant job of ensuring that no civilian gets near the island of the House Tower. But it's precisely the reports of Karth that have had the High Arcanist turn her attention specifically to the island.
It can be accessed by boats, right?
Certainly. But most women know better than to get close to it. There are creatures that live in the waters around the island, not like fish. Beasts of deeper waters should not be near the surface. Oscaron,
Yes, sir.
what would be your intention for accepting a contract that would take you to the host tower?
Well, My intention is to earn some money. This won't be the first contract that we have fulfilled for this individual. The first was quite lucrative, and he has promised that this contract will be more of the same. So that will certainly go a long way to increasing my motivation. However, I'd be lying if I said that was it. As you know, I've got great interest in, well, any magic that remains secret, but in particular, what is going on in the various ruins and in that tower in particular. So, any opportunity I get that will lead me there, I'm going to take it, even if it means temporarily getting in bed with your employers.
My professional interest in ensuring that that host tower remain unaccosted by any creature naturally inclines me to trust the High Arcanist if it comes to hiring.
And he looks at the rest of the party.
Capable servants to investigate it thoroughly. But my personal opinion is certainly that approaching the tower in any meaningful way almost certainly means death. And I can't help but believe that unraveling secrets of the host tower, or either the Bureau or for the Breakers, could potentially be devastating. You are your own man, do what you wish. But don't you dare come back in a box.
Understood, sir. Well, apologize to Avi if she comes out here with more than one cup of tea.
It was a pleasure meeting you all.
Shall we, everyone? And yeah, we'll head out and catch another carriage.
Dads, am I right?
As soon as we're outside, Hazelbeck. Well, that went. Did that go well to you? It felt like it went okay.
It's about far for the course.
Okay. I got that sense.
Yes, it's you just witnessed us traveling down a well-worn path.
Yeah, there was a lot of subtext.
Quite a bit of subtext, yes.
You don't say. Well, shall we commence with the cocktails?
Yeah, I mean, do you want to go back to Dallas Corner?
Well, seems like that's a location that helps you out a bit if we continue to spend coin there.
Yes, and on that note, there's also a blacksmith that I'm obligated to advertise for in case anybody needs blacksmithing.
Haza, did you pick up?
What?
Did oh, good
I don't.
God,
Okay,
Augustus.
listen. When I meet nice people who do things for me and then ask for things that aren't coin.
So what you mean is you owe them a debt, and advertising is your way of repaying it.
Yes,
And they're nice enough to give you that credit.
correct.
That's a risky venture.
Probably, yeah. It's worked out well in 2 cases so far. So back to Doubt's Corner.
Find a place to pray first, Mel.
Oh, I can do that wherever. I can do that just in my room.
Oh, do you want to use my room? There's not much in it.
Did I get a room with somebody? I don't remember.
You have one Beckett you're in, I think.
Right. I think
Yeah.
you
We're
have
at
one
One-Eyed
One-Eyed
Jack.
Jacks.
Which is just on the other side of Doubt Spans. It's not like you can't run over there.
Nah, I'll just grab myself a room. I'll stay there for the night instead of Jack's.
Okay.
I know
It's a
the
little
major
cheaper.
yeah, the distinguishing factor is that Jax is hoity-toity. At
It's
least
a
by comparison.
destination. It's
Yeah.
a destination location.
Mm-hmm.
I did
Got a
like
lot
the
of lore.
ambiance. The ambiance is cool as hell.
Yeah, it's a fun vibe, a cool hang, but it is more expensive and out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys could go back to Daleth's Corner. If you're going to be spending a night here, that is a gold. Hold on.
Hayes is just beaming at more customers. Just crushing it the last couple days.
Yeah, Casper's very happy about this.
Really want to stay in this dump, Mel? We had a place at Jack's. Like,
Hey, now
It's cheaper here. I don't really care for accommodations. I mean, it's nice. I like it, but I've survived on much worse. Or not worse, just barer
Yeah,
accommodations.
so have I. That's why I don't do it when I don't have to. We're gonna go into a awful tower or whatever. We'll be sleeping on. And he looks at the if there is a bed around, like if we're in someone's room, just sort of eyeballs it. We're gonna be sleeping on that sort of thing soon enough anyway. Might as well enjoy it while we can.
I figured just to be around and close to the drinking when I'm ready for it to start.
Fair enough.
Anyways, I'll be up in my room, and you guys can get a head start without me. Should only be a few hours.
I need to
A few
Same.
hours.
say my bit if you don't mind me borrowing your room for it.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm actually going to head up to a room. I've got some transcribing to do, but I shall see you later.
Looks like it's Inks and Oz.
I
And
mean, I'm there
Haza.
too. Yeah.
And there were 3.
Yeah. Inks, if I buy your first drink, you consider that like a good step towards friendship.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
The
figured.
more you buy, the friendlier I get.
Okay, I think there's a point of. Let's
Diminishing
start with one.
returns.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll buy a drink for these two. Haza has a reckless amount of money now. His has never had this much money all at once.
All right. I will leave it up to your discretion to determine how much money you would like to spend to determine how fucked up you
Oh,
would like to
God.
get.
I don't think a lot of it's going to be for me. But
Sure.
how much does like a normal drink cost? Like several, like 50 silver or something?
If you want, like, it's all about, like, quality
Yeah.
and cost. Like, you can drink here for a copper, or you can drink here for a silver.
Yeah, I think in just another just reckless display of wealth miscalculation, just putting a platinum down on the counter and being like, just whatever is nice, I guess, for them, especially for the little one.
There's not much to be said in the, like, path of, like, mixed drinks, but, like, the wine
Uh-huh.
and the beer that is provided is very good, and then there's, like, a shot at, like, something more interesting that's like, this is fine." But, like, there's, like, trays brought,
Uh-huh.
it's just, like, he's clearly keeping an eye on this corner and making sure that, like, a barmaid goes through every once in a while to make sure that you guys are okay.
Well, seeing as how you were also interested in me earlier, I think
Yeah.
one drink equals one question.
Oh shit.
Nothing missing this game.
Use it wisely.
Okay. Oz, do you got a good one?
Well, how good it is, I don't really know, but I have been curious. You mentioned earlier while we were fighting that my ability to relieve your poisoning was something that was of great interest to you and that you would want to talk with me about later. Why is that?
Hmm. Interesting choice to use a question on something I would question about later. But if that's all good with you, and he turns to she turns to
I
Hazen.
mean, yeah, I'll get mine next.
I have an ability to control some aspects of the body, but I have never been able to cure poison. And so I am very interested to find out how you do that in the event that I myself can do it. If it's similar, I think I might be able to do it. And she takes a very long drink of her beer.
Control over the body, and judging by your combat strategies, probably have had some study or training at some point at some monastery. Is that accurate?
That's gonna take another drink.
It is related to my question.
What is the question?
Who taught you to fight?
Oh. She shakes her cup.
His like flags the barmaid.
Yeah, this is gonna take a while if we don't hurry this up. We're going to need 10 drinks.
She nods and runs back.
Oh shit.
I just look at
Ainsley,
Anks.
very pleased at this new development.
I gotta put on a new face as part of my deal here. Do you guys have any like hair, eye color preferences?
Not particularly.
Okay, that's fine. Haza shrinks by like 4 inches, gets like brown hair,
I was a fan of your first form,
gets
but
like blue eyes.
I'm
That's
interested to see what else you have.
What?
oh,
I was a fan of your first form, but I'm
Oh,
interested to see what else
thank you. I
have.
worked on it like a lot. This is I just drum up business by pretending to be different people. Usually I take off the armor, but it's probably fine to just change face real quick.
Well, I'm feeling awfully generous, so I will give you a 2 for 1. I am self-taught, which explains some of my battlefield tactics rather.
mm,
Um, I agree that it does need some work, but I'm getting there. As far as a monastery, no. There is a subset, a group rather, if you will, of people like me who have learned to harness the ability to control their own bodies and anything within it. They taught me how to employ certain techniques,
mm.
but the hand to hand, that's all me.
Huh.
She takes another long drink.
Okay, another one. Um, what all can you control in your body?
Oh, really? Uh, well, if necessary, I can heal small wounds. I am
Huh.
also able to harm others if necessary, uh, but I like to reserve that.
Is it like magic?
um, no, not at all. I'm
Huh.
actually quite inept at magic. I tried. Not my thing.
But you weren't born with the ability to manipulate stuff like that? Or did you have
Uh,
to like
she pulls another drink closer to her. um, no, I was not born with the ability to control what I can.
Mhm.
That was taught from others.
Inks, you don't have to consume all of the beverages as you answer each question. We're not going to take them away from you.
That's fine. I feel rather comfortable with surrounded by beer.
I mean,
For
what
note,
about wine?
Uh, it's not my personal favorite, but I'll drink it.
Noted.
I believe you have 7 more questions.
how long have you been in Luskin?
All my life.
Oh. I grew up here though. You seem to be a lot better at
Navigating.
yeah.
I didn't realize
Well,
we
when you
had
grow
so
up like
many. I'm sorry. Inks, please continue.
when you grow up like I do, you find ways to get around the city.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my strategy was a bit different.
Mhm.
Just, look like an adult.
I didn't realize we had so many locals in our little contingent. And it seems we've uh, evenly divided ourselves. Those newer to Luskin have gone upstairs to take care of certain business, while us locals are holding down the fort here in the bar.
Hmm. Interesting how that worked out.
Very.
I guess, do you have any questions for either of us, or?
Yeah. Were you born here?
No,
Where were you born?
that I don't know.
Interesting. What's the first memory you have?
Hmm. That one may be a bit too private for now.
Fair enough. Uh,
It's not a nice memory, and also it's slightly confusing.
she pushes a glass from her side to your side.
Yeah, she takes it, like, starts sipping.
In due time.
Oh, don't. It's not like a withholding thing. It's just one of those things I don't really think about directly very much.
No, you don't have to explain yourself at all. If you want to keep something close to the chest, then you're allowed to keep something close to the chest.
Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not really a secret. It's just like,
Personal.
yeah.
How did you come to do what you're able to do?
You mean, like, fight?
Mm-hmm. You have
Oh,
a very peculiar way of fighting.
yeah, I was trained to fight.
Anyone in particular?
Ah, that part is a secret.
You're just full of them today.
I mean, I feel like I've been as upfront as I can be. That's mostly like it's not my secret to give.
Interesting.
If you're referring to the sword and like the magic and stuff, yeah, that just kind of happened. I don't really have a good answer for you there.
How does one just walk upon a sword?
Oh, I didn't walk upon it. I just like woke up with it in my hand, and then I realized I could like pull it out of me.
It stays inside of you?
I guess.
Hmm.
I've tried to like get it sharpened before. You've noticed it's kind of, she like pulls it out and like lays it. You could see it is incredibly like pockmarked and like beat up. Like there's like nicks and like huge dents in it. It's I've tried to get it fixed, and then whenever it goes away and then it comes back, it's fucked up again. It feels like a metaphor, but
um, do you have any questions for our friend Oz? Like how he came to be able to cure poisons?
I am more curious with how he came to be a part of the Tower Breakers, all things considered.
Well, the answer to the first, or to Ink's question, that's very simple. The Tower Breakers trained me. They trained me in all my magic.
Hmm.
The answer to the second question is a bit more complicated. We moved from here down to Candlekeep when I was 14 years old, about half my life ago. We moved down there so that I could enroll and begin training with the Tower Breakers. We stayed down there for quite some time, in fact, and just recently moved back to Luskin, moved back several years ago so that I could fulfill the requirement of military service for citizens of the city. And I enlisted to fulfill my military service as well as well as the year that Avi would be required to do when she turned 18. And having just finished those 2 years, I am now out on my own and have been fortunate enough to meet up with you fine folks and make a considerable amount of coin.
Here's a question for the table. How long have we been adventuring? Not counting the group, of course.
It depends on what you mean by adventuring.
Similar to what we're doing now. I understand you've been a hero for not hire for some time.
Yeah.
I think I would count that. It's still experience gained.
Well, I mean, I don't consider what I've been doing adventuring at all. I have been working for the Tower Breakers and investigating various magic phenomenon and magic users to do what we can to ensure that magic is not kept secret and that it is put in the hands of the people. My training took 4 or 5 years, and then another 4 or 5 years of active work for them before I returned to Luskan. That's the type of information you were looking for?
Indeed.
And yourself sounds like you do consider yourself an adventurer.
I consider myself an adventurer now. But I think that was my first mission, totally.
I'd consider it mine too.
And how long have you been a hero?
I guess since I got back, so about a year.
Oh, that's plenty of experience.
Back from
traveling.
Now, do you call yourself a hero, or have you been called a hero in the past?
It's I guess like a self-affirmation thing. I call myself a hero, though even as I say it out loud sometimes she like rubs her forehead.
Does calling yourself a hero help with being a hero?
Yes.
I think I shall call myself a hero in the future.
It's good to remind yourself of the journey that you're on.
Well, this has been wonderful. I feel I am, and she counts her drinks again, 9 steps closer to being your friend.
Yeah. Although on that matter, we should probably wait for the rest. Otherwise, you'll be unconscious by the time they get here.
Very likely. She takes another very long drink.
After like an hour passes, Hyacinth does come down. It's not long enough to have gotten any of the spells done, but long enough that with the extra 4 hours during the long rest, I'll be able to finish it. She'll come down and say, "Yeah, got kind of boring up there.
Come on over.
So, how's everything going down here?"
Oh, it's lovely. Inks will pass one of her drinks to Hyacinth.
It's
And-
mostly like deep and probing questions in exchange for drinks.
Ooh, fantastic.
Yeah,
She will
I
turn back
figured
to
you'd have
Haza.
some.
She'll turn back to Haza and say, "Sorry, 8 steps closer."
What were you working on upstairs, Hyacinth?
Just transcribing those spells. Got about halfway through Featherfall, but we'll finish it up tonight.
Wizard's
And
work is never done.
So once you're done, you just like have them?
Yeah. I mean, it's about like taking the scroll and like practicing it myself and transcribing it in my kind of like every wizard writes their spells a little differently.
Are you gonna like open up a portal to air?
I guess I hadn't really thought about it that far yet. So far I was just like, decoding theirs, haven't really started putting it in my own language. That's probably a good idea. But I mean, I'd have to be able to open up like multiple portals over a great distance.
Yeah, that
It might just be easier to shift gravity a little bit.
what? You just like do it?
Well, no, not just do it, but yes.
I mean, I guess I'd not want to talk. I do just kind of do magic.
I don't do any at all.
Well, everyone's got a little magic in them somewhere.
I'll take your word for it.
You got punching magic.
Punching magic, I'll take it.
And also you can shift your insides around. Which I guess it isn't mad. I'm not really one to talk on that front either.
She's gonna put a hand on the table towards Hyacinth, who is not here for the earlier conversation, and say, "It doesn't work like that."
Okay, yeah, because I mean, like there is transmutation magic, but like that's different. So, have we had any big revelations or, newfound best friends or?
Nope, but we are closer.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Turns out
Well,
Haza has no idea how she came to be so powerful.
I don't know that I'm actually powerful as a thing. Like, I think I could do a trick, and I can also make a sword. And I don't think those things constitute power.
I don't know. I wouldn't sell yourself short just yet.
Like, I have some power, true. Don't know if that is, like, powerful.
well, we have seen you fight, and fight things that most individuals would meet their end at. So, if nothing else, you've got the skills necessary to face down some fairly mighty foes.
True, but I think a lot of that is just will. Not the sword. The thing. You
Mm.
gotta be willing to do that. In certain cases, it gets you turned to stone.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
see what you're saying, but
willpower is a power.
right, and will without skill leads to a pretty
Nil.
quick death. Yes, it
Leads
leads
to
to nil.
nil. That's good alliteration.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest revelation we've had is that Inks has a rather spectacular constitution when it comes to alcohol consumption.
Yeah,
Thanks, practice. She puts her feet up on the table and drinks more.
it's like, where does it all go?
Mm,
You're not that big.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Mel and Torek, are you guys going to be joining them?
Yeah,
It is.
I mean,
Yeah. Soon as Mel's done with her errands.
see, I was envisioning like Mel remembering that like halfway through all of her business and just leaving without telling anyone. Like everyone downstairs just sees Mel run off, and then like Torek's probably like waiting by the door when she comes back?
No. Torek
Oh,
is
okay.
following you out the door.
Okay.
So that just means that Torek sees Mel going and looking for like the nearest chapel that has priests who are awake and telling them about the location of the corpses that are in the sewers. And I would assume you guys even Torek to this point taking them there so they can find the entrance and
Yeah.
then
Yeah. No.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the bodies are kind of covered in rats and other animals, but no monsters. Like whatever was on the other side of the stone wall that Oscarmon made even has not made it through if it has attempted to. Um, so
Okay.
it's
Good.
it's safe to go down there and get those bodies and then leave immediately so that they can be put to rest.
Yeah. I'll also make mention of the ones that are petrified, and uh, obviously it's kind of a task to take them out, but if
Hmm.
anyone's got a way to do that, now they know that they're there.
Hmm. Sounds good. And then you can return to the corner if you wish,
Ah.
where Inks is pretty far down the path already.
Barreling.
For sure.
Yeah. I'll walk in, I'll take a seat and be like, all right, so how do we do this?
Do what?
Get, what's the word
Oh,
for it?
Yes.
Uh,
We're going to need a pitcher of ale every 15 minutes until someone passes out. Then bring a pitcher every 10.
You
well,
see Casper rub two coins together in the air above the heads of the other patrons.
okay, hang on.
well, let's get you started. And she passes one of her drinks to Mel and recounts and says 7 steps.
Come back from paying another platinum.
Mel, you missed it, but if you want, I believe they have 3 more questions for me.
Yeah,
We're
we've
playing
been
a
in.
questions game.
It's
I know
more of
you
a
were
bribery
interested.
game, but yeah,
Oh, it's definitely a bribery game.
yeah.
Drinks for questions?
Mm. I'm afraid I'm quite finished after the remaining, but feel free to ask them now.
How many have you been asked so far?
Mm.
Take a little sip.
I've been a bit generous with it, but I'm only counting 6 against them. And that means you have 4 left.
I will take a
Excuse me,
moment to
3 now.
recap the questions we've already asked so that Mel does not repeat any.
Doesn't waste any of your precious questions.
Absolutely.
And we're down to 3.
Hmm. Somebody else go. I'm gonna think of one. I'm gonna think of one.
You
I
got one,
Well,
promise.
Torque?
in this case, Mel, why Jurgle?
Elaborate a little bit.
Why did you choose to follow him? Not any other god.
I mean, I was sort of raised into it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't really remember most of my early childhood, but I was on the streets for when I was incredibly young, and one of the clergy picked me up, and I was, I guess, like an assistant, then a scribe, then you know, trained my way to a scrivener, and then now I'm whatever I am now.
Do you enjoy the teachings of Jurgle? Or
I mean,
following them?
I don't think enjoyment really has anything to do with it. It's just the way things are.
So no.
That wasn't a no. It's not a yes or a no. Enjoyment just has nothing to do with it.
Hmm.
It would just be, silly to say that, like the sun doesn't set or I don't enjoy it. It's just something that happens. And that's your goal. Force
I
of
don't know.
nature.
You might argue that one either does or does not enjoy sunset, just as might say someone does or does not enjoy their current employment.
Sure, but with something like a force of nature, why bother complaining about it?
Hmm.
It happens whether you like it or not.
Fair.
But no, it's I mean, the power is nice. The work is fine. I like it. Keeps me busy.
Inks is going to pass a drink to Torek and say, 2 more. Torek, how long have you been using that contraption?
He points at the rifle. This
She
particular
gives,
one,
she gives a nod.
bought it here. I don't know, a couple years ago.
Like at the bar?
He just gives a withering look and says nothing.
How is Torque drunk? Come on. Does he loosen up? Or is
Oh,
he just grumpier?
Torek doesn't. Torek takes one drink and stops.
Yeah,
Ow.
that checks out.
Inks, is it all at once or is it like she like puts the mug up to her lips and just sort of does like a little sip?
Go
I'm sorry.
fast, it's easier. You go slow, you taste it more. Go fast, there's less of it later. Go fast. It's your first time.
Mm.
Fast it is. Yeah.
Oh
she'll-
my.
Okay.
It's definitely a marathon and not a sprint, she says, taking another long drink.
Depends on your goal. If your goal is to get wasted, fast will do you.
Well, let's not get her wasted on her first try. She might not like it after.
I thought that was the goal, though, Mel.
Sure is. What? It's not like I've never drank before. It's just, we don't
You
indulgence
just
and
sip.
all.
Good a time as any.
All right. Pass one over. Or do I have to pay in gold or in questions?
I find questions is much more fun.
All right.
Inks will look around the table.
Mel, do you remember anything before the clergy? Is that the correct word?
I'll be generous and give you another one because, as I mentioned, I don't. It was, I don't think anyone remembers a lot of stuff from their childhood. It's just sort of a haze, and then you wake up one day and you can remember things.
Oh, right. Forget you.
What? What was that, Torek?
Nothing. I forget that you. That you live earthers take a while to. You take time.
What was your first memory then?
Cheater.
First memory. Hmm. Come back to me on that one. I'll give you a question, I promise. Just credit. Okay? I'll tell you in a second. I need to stew on it.
I mean, trying to recall what your first memory is seems like a daunting task. I mean, all of your memories are just kind of in there. It's not like I've cataloged them by when they happened.
Yeah, especially prior to, knowing what cataloging is and organizing thoughts and things. Um, hmm.
Hyacinth, how did you find yourself on this plane and why have you stayed?
Well, I was in here to find an artifact that has gone missing, and I'm
Yeah.
here staying because I need to find the artifact, and it has not been found, so I shouldn't go back yet.
Do you think you'll leave as soon as you find the artifact?
I mean, possibly. I don't know yet. We'll see where I am when I get there, you know? And I mean,
Hmm.
it might not be me that finds it. Like, I'm an agent. There are plenty out there searching in different corners and other places.
Is there any cost of failure if you don't find it?
Um, Not like I don't believe I'll be flogged. But
Good start.
like all the reasons why it must be kept secret are costs of failure. You know, it
Right.
being in the wrong hands is a cost of failure.
Is there anything we can know about the artifact to help you find it?
It's a stick,
Yeah,
Oh,
stick.
so keep an eye out
kind of
for
a
a
fancier
stick.
one.
Fancy
Um,
stick.
Fancy stick.
Maybe a staff, maybe a rod.
Something along those lines.
Is it like yeah.
Closer to a staff or a stick.
Well, that gets into like a taxonomical debate that I don't think I'm prepared for.
Well,
Right.
just like, does it look more?
Just in length.
Sorry,
No, not in length, in looks.
I'm pulling chains. Yeah, it's a staff.
Good.
Okay, that's a good start. Hyacinth, are you like a fae or an elf?
Both.
Both?
Yes. Eladrin is the word.
Okay.
But yeah, I born in the wilds. I've lived there. Most of my life, all of my life, except for like, this past bit.
So like 200 something you said.
Yeah, give or take. I mean, like, we don't keep track of it, and if we did keep track of it, it wouldn't be like by the cycle of night and day on this plane. I think I mentioned before the Feywild's weird. In many places, it's as if like it's constantly sunset or it's constantly night.
That sounds pretty.
Where I'm from, there is none of that. There is no seasons. There is no like winter. There is no summer. It is without any of that.
Hmm.
How old are your parents?
I could not even tell you. That's not a question I ever asked, I guess.
Huh.
They just are.
Probably really old.
Probably.
My interactions with Eladrin are limited, but I do know they can change appearance from time to time. Are you able to do the same?
Kind of not really on a whim. Some of my kind have mastered that a little bit better, but for me it's very much um dependent on mood. And in a general sense, it's not like I'll get angry one night and wake up wreathed in flame or something. Like, just overall.
I guess that's my next question. Do you have any personality or mood changes when you do switch?
A bit. I tend to stay in this present form for the most part. I like to think I'm fairly optimistic, and but everybody has ups and downs, and it just so happens that when I'm up, I look one way, and when I'm down, I look another.
Ah, I got it. I remembered. Sorry.
Your
Mhm.
very first memory?
Yes, but again, it's probably a little bit later than you're expecting. Most of my childhood is just a blur of being inside and learning how to write very well and very meticulously. Uh, but
So your first interesting memory.
yeah, like the one that stands out as the first event I remember. I
Mhm.
remember getting chewed out by one of the scriveners because I had overheard them uh sort of talking about an error that was occurring, uh and they were all, you know, an error in accounting, and I took it upon myself to leave the temple and go fix it myself. And they were begrudgingly, uh what's the word, they they didn't really appreciate that, but they didn't not appreciate it. Did you catch my drift? It was just a very awkward conversation, and also banned me from all outside privileges.
Begrudging, I guess.
Yes, but they're a little bit more. They don't really do begrudging. They just say things that are very plainly. So if you try and interpret emotion from that, it is inherently not there, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're a strange sort.
Um, Torque, are we allowed to ask you questions, or you prefer to stay out of the game?
No, bring him into the game. She slams another drink.
I guess I guess basics. Like, where are you from?
Deserts of Anarok originally. There's a mountain range out there where my tribe was.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you end up becoming a soldier? I You've regaled me the tale of being one, but how did you get there?
Envoys from a new place came. Slowly, the other members of my tribe went with them, tried a new way of doing things. Eventually, there weren't enough of us left to carry on the tribe.
And I'm guessing you were one of the last to go.
I was the last out the door. Collapsed the place myself.
That sounds about
Oh.
right.
It's my responsibility. Found
Wait,
one of
I'm s-
my
were you their leader?
sort of.
Whoa. That puts some things into context.
Found one of my other clutch mates. They were working with some group. Joined up. Didn't go so well. Now I'm here. Lucky me.
How old are you, Torek?
Just shy of 80.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I feel like that's pretty old for a kobold, if I understand correctly.
Depends. It's only about midlife if nothing goes wrong. Stuff usually goes wrong. I expect I won't actually make 80, given what we're about to do, but
Do you have misgivings about heading in to investigate this tower?
you could say that. You could say that. I mean, we'll get into them tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Don't want to bring down the mood.
I mean, they would have been nice to hear when we were discussing it. What exactly is your hang up?
No. No. Well, like I said, we'll do this later. Better later, trust me. Trust me, Mel. So,
I guess, yeah, do you have any questions, Torek?
I was trying to come up with something to change the conversation. I got nothing.
I mean, I'm giving you like a segue bridge here. You can just like ask somebody a question. Unless you're not actually curious about anyone, which is...
Mel looks at Torque with a pouty face.
You've been talking enough. I mean, my questions are kind of answered. Got 3 locals, 3 out-of-towners. Most of you are young. I think probably, and he'll hook a thumb over at Hyacinth, is the only one older than myself.
Young in spirit,
met-
though.
We met, yeah. I mean, there's... Anyway, we met Oztron's family. What's, we know, I think, Inks, you've said you're on your own, so... Matt, I guess that just leaves you, Haza. How are your sire and... No, what's the word? What's the word for a human that gives birth?
Oh, good lord. Torek.
We've had this conversation before in one of these games. It's the sequel.
I bet you a gold I can beat you at darts.
Sure, give it a shot. I don't.
I mean, I'll answer your question when you get back, I guess.
You guys want to play darts?
Sure.
Ah, shit. Where are my dart
doesn't-
rolls? Or does not matter?
I don't think it matters. I mean,
Okay.
we could each roll a d20 to see who has who a gold.
Sure. I mean, I feel like a dart attack is a reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys have proficiency with darts, you can roll with proficiency. Otherwise, it's a dex or strength roll.
I would have proficiency. I will just make a dagger check. Oh yeah, doing great.
Damn it,
Doing great.
Ted.
This is my campaign, y'all. This is my campaign.
Fucking handle this. Okay.
I just
There's a fun array of darts across the board. That after some, I would assume, explanation takes place. Torek, you're told that you do have to pay.
yeah. There you go.
Well,
Game's
I
better
apologize.
when you're not 2 feet tall, but
Well, I apologize. Next time we'll lower the dartboard. Put it sort of in between. Make it even for both of us.
I'll just get a stool or something. I'm just. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Well, I mean
not my
the
night. That's all.
I understand, but the real motivation here was you looked pretty uncomfortable with everyone asking and answering questions. I figured this would get you away from that.
Oh no, I'm fine with it. I got no secrets.
Except why you have misgivings about going into the tower.
No, it's not a secret. I just didn't want to bring down the mood. We'll get into it all tomorrow.
Understood.
I thought I said that pretty clearly.
Fair enough. Shall we join the others, or do you want another game? And I'll pull a stool over.
No, I'm good.
Got it. Put the stool back and head back to the table.
Ooh, cool.
Okay. Then, does anyone have any other questions for anyone else while you're all still sober?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, Inks is gone. Handle it like a champ, but
Okay, then. You can all enjoy your evening together. And last call for anything else happening before you guys take a long rest. Very well. Then you guys, some of you are rooming here. What's Oz's plan?
Oh, I'll room here tonight.
Okay.
Now that I've got
Yeah.
some
I'm
coin.
genuinely curious how wasted people are getting.
Yeah.
Um,
Very.
Yeah,
nice.
thanks for sure.
incredibly.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh wait, that's right. Context. Holy shit!
By
And
the end of it, I'm
Heavyweight
just like,
champion! Woo!
I have a feeling like part of it is certainly like Mel, this is your first time, so like, ooh, gotta get over this taste.
No, it's not my first time having it. It's just my first time indulging in it so much.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
'Cause
of course they have like ale and shit. That's how they like. Make
Sure,
smart
absolutely,
shit,
but they like have money and are well funded.
yeah, that's fair.
yeah, Oscar would be drinking, but not to get drunk. So he's pacing himself
Mhm.
pretty deliberately.
Hazel and Inks are just smashed over in the corner.
absolutely.
You lived an interesting life.
No, you live an interesting life. You woke up to a sword.
I
That's
did.
so cool.
All right, everyone. No one lived a more interesting life than anyone else. Everybody's very interesting. Now, put an arm around my shoulder here and let's help you up to your room.
If I make myself smaller, can you carry me?
Certainly.
If I make myself smaller, can you carry both of us?
I can carry both of you. Let's go.
Hazel
Inks.
does shrink down to where they're like swimming in the armor.
Inks, hop on my back. Hazel, oh, geez, are you in there, Hazel?
Yeah.
All right,
Just-
let's go. We're going to go slow, though.
Mm-hmm. Be careful
right.
about the breastplate.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everyone take your long rest and your 15-minute break.
But
We're gonna finish up transcribing those 2 spells too over the long break. Long
Sure.
rest.
Fucking
topic that
Yeah.
I apologize for in advance, but I need to clarify. Before, the person who broke that world record was Joey Chestnut, so it's not like a secret.
Of course it was.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. Thank you for humoring me.
Unfortunately, we have invoked Joey Chestnut once again in
Yeah.
chat.
Don't want to do that.
Okay. Fuck, where are you guys? Oh,
Ballot's Corner.
next morning, after going out and partying together. Good work, everybody. And bonding and learning things about one another. The next morning, is there any errands you would like to run before you are collected?
And I buy bullets because I looked
Hey.
at crafting them, and that requires downtime. So, like a
Uh,
full day of downtime.
Oh no, not that long. I would say that like you can craft like shit like a set for whatever that might reflect for firearm over like a long rest. Does that make sense?
It
I don't know. We might have to actually look at that specifically, but like
Uh,
a full day feels like too long.
I'll look at
Downtime looks like too.
how
long.
Iron Kingdoms does it. They have a pretty good bullet production system that's like based
Sure.
around short rests, I think.
eventually, I
definitely
get the ability to make like 5 times the amount because I can do up to 25 gold instead of 5 gold.
Mhm.
But that it still requires the crafting downtime action, which is a day of
Mhm.
downtime. So it's not something I can just normally do over a rest. I also oh, there we go. Pistol ammo, 4 gold for 20. So yeah, I would make 20 rounds a day.
Mhm. Okay. I think that's I think if that's like what we want to work with, I think a day, especially with how pacing so far is working out, I'm okay with that. If we need to adjust that so that you can do things faster, I'm also comfortable with that. But in the meantime, I mean, you are in uh the firehouse capital of the coast, so fire firearm capital of the coast. So you can go to a smith or an artificer and acquire whatever you would like of the material, like for the firearms that you particularly have that is accessible to you. And I believe like Haza mentioned like a blacksmith. I don't know if you want to bring Torek there or if you
I
just want to
mean,
like set him off down the street in the direction of one.
I'll take him.
Yeah, I mean, Torg is getting up pretty early to do this because we're meeting 3 hours after sunset or sunrise, excuse me. And I imagine that a few of us are not going to be up at sunrise.
I'll give you directions. That's true.
Let's see. Henri Dupont. I don't remember where I put his.
You
Well, I do
put
remember where
him.
I put him over on the wall, but I don't remember the name of his place.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. I've got to pull it up though. It is on the outer walls. Like it is a fissure in the wall that is called. Oh shit! Where is it? I might have
Yeah, I
that
don't know
written out.
specifically. I just know it's in one of the gaps in the wall.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm looking in the wrong thing for it. Nope, that's not it. Holy shit. Oh, Cranny's Smithy is what it is. Which is it's called such because a few hundred years ago this used to be a crack in the wall of the city, which it still remains to be. That was like a specifically a smuggling port for immigrants who were coming into the city without having to bypass the main gates. Um, it has since been converted into a smithing shop where Henri Dupont, a hobgoblin individual, will happily uh, assist you once you invoke Hayes's name, or if you do. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he won't cut you a deal, but he will get you everything you need.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'm just grabbing spare ammo. That's it. Not
Mhm.
guns or anything.
He does actually offer to you if you are interested. He's more of a smith than an artificer, but he would be willing to assist you should you ever need any help with any repairs.
Okay.
All right.
Keep that in mind. Appreciate it.
Okay. Cool. And then back at Daleth's Corner, at about 9 o'clock in the morning. A uh a page who is in the red and gold uniform uh comes to the inn and begins inquiring for each of you and knocking on each of your doors, telling you that you have an appointment at the bureau.
How's everybody doing this morning?
Fine.
I haven't gotten that drunk in a while.
Mm,
Seem to be handling it relatively well.
Yeah. I'd feel better if I had woken up early enough to get a run in, but
imagine how good that head's gonna feel the first time I've got to fire this thing. He just caps the musket.
yep. I'm bracing myself.
Try to hold off. I'll try to hold off.
You don't have to. Actions have consequences.
Thanks. How are you feeling?
I don't want to talk about it.
Very well then. Shall we head out?
The carriage that is outside waiting for you is clearly not an enormously expensive vehicle, but it's clearly a privately owned vehicle. Um, that is actually one of the horseless carriages that you see around this city every once in a while. It's still structured exactly like a stagecoach or carriage, just without the oh shoot, what's it called? Any fixings for a horse. There's not even a driver, actually. Um, and you are all brought inside with the with the page, who then pulls out a stone tablet and begins tracing runes and such on it, and then the vehicle begins pulling forward. I feel like it would be reasonable to believe that this is most likely most of your like first opportunities to be in a vehicle of this luxury.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly in any way besides the way that it moves a luxury. Um, Although you do have glass over the windows, which is unique. Um,
This is no horses, right?
Mhm.
You said.
Mhm. And this cart wheels itself expertly through the city without bothering a single individual on the streets, and eventually brings you to the headquarters of the Bureau of Magical Misconduct Management. And as you approach, you see in front of you what looks like a yard, like a big field, that is, instead of packed dirt, instead of grass, there is what looks like white quartz, as wide and as broad as this plot of land is. Not ending in any sharp edges, but like then just melting away into the dirt and earth and road around it. And there are no buildings in this vicinity at all. Instead, there are these tall crystal pillars that are sprouted from the quartz on the earth. And it creates these formations of like shade and division that like almost begins to look maze-like, but um, predominantly is like just open air. And there are people who are working here, which seems weird because there's not really any obvious places for anything to be stored or even like proper desk work. You see a lot of people who are just talking to each other with documents or objects in their hands, conversations that you overhear about permits and regulation, the procurement of mis misattributed or improperly acquired objects, conversations about guild memberships and such. You don't see anything that would allude to this place being the place of business that it appears to be. Um, this page brings you into this sort of maze of crystalline structure, and as you pass through some of these large columns, you see then behind them, like almost like passing through and then moving into a concealed space, you then see walled structure. There are no ceilings, however, like it's exposed to the air, and the walls are not particularly exorbitantly high, and they're thin, and you can see through them, see the blurred images of people through the quartz on the other sides of these walls. And from here, there is paths that are a little bit more obvious, and very, what's the word, angular, though not at right angles, that you are led through in what kind of begins to feel like a labyrinthian uh, palace, um, and are eventually taken to a chamber that feels quieter, as if it is more distant from other quote unquote offices. However, through the walls, you still see the blurred images of people about their business, most of which are either in relative like white collar finery of style, or else in the red robes. Typically, these young pages or like people who appear to be of significant station are wearing these robes, but there are plenty of people who are not. Um, and in this chamber, in this office space, there is just this one woman, an elven woman with deeper skin. She looks as if she could be probably of drow descent, but is also very, very likely uh, a high elf based on her height. Um, uh, She seems quite old by her appearance, and has very bright white hair and like a posture to her that clearly denotes her station. Um, uh, and she says, "Are you the subjects that Laxius ordered?"
Yes.
My name is Virian Ronellis. I am the High Arcanist of the Bureau of Magical Misconduct Management. It is incredibly, incredibly within my own debt that you should be offering yourselves and your help for us at this time.
Yeah, very well. Help for what?
The host tower has, as you may know, a significant amount of ambient magic within it that we at the Bureau spend quite a bit of energy trying to both modulate and monitor so that it does not ever again cause the sort of destruction it has been known for in the past. And that magic has been showed evidence of tampering recently. There is someone or something that has been affecting it from the outside. We here at the Bureau have significant training, but most of us have very little field experience. My intention with speaking with Lauxius is to find people who have field experience and have reliable talent that might be better suited for the investigation of the tower. I would not ask that any of you enter the tower for any prolonged period of time, or even to go too far within it. I cannot guarantee safety from here or even nearby. And for that reason, I would entrust someone without the Bureau to investigate, even just to detail what it might be that is inside the tower or outside the tower that might be affecting it such.
And would are you going to send along like somebody who is an expert on the tower itself? Because I mean, I speak for myself. I'm no expert on the tower, but capable we are. It's just, if there are any traps or other magical things that are around the tower, it would be nice to know about them or defuse them and pass safely so we can actually achieve our objective.
You are correct, but unfortunately, that is one of the reasons we are outsourcing. The host tower itself is an ever growing and ever changing manner of magical misconduct. And she, like, her eyes kind of sparkle when she says that, but she keeps a very serious expression. This object itself is a living thing, and there are no experts of it. Any unraveling of the magic itself proves fruitless and possibly lethal.
Well, that's important. So dispelling any sort of traps or anything is futile. Correct? That's what you're
Suppression
saying?
suppression might be possible, but it is something to be wary of, yes.
So, per the actual letter of what it is you want us to do, a fact finding mission, right? Broadly.
I do happen to know that the host tower naturally plays host to the former residents of the tower, which can be any number of incredibly dangerous creatures that have the capability of being deeply and sinisterly affected.
There might yet be a specific object that I happen to know of within the tower that is perhaps the most malleable of all of them. But again, it is not an object that any of us have been able to acquire ourselves.
It is.
She looks past you to the page who is still sort of waiting at the door, um, and waves her hand for them to dismiss themselves. And as they do so, they turn and draw a wand and begin uh, painting with it over the entryway, that the threshold of this room. And then suddenly it is much quieter in here. And she says, she says, the remains of a Draco Lich were kept as a prisoner by the Overwizards within the Arcane Brotherhood. This Draco Lich will answer to anyone that holds its heart. I would not certainly ask any of you to try to find its heart from the hands of one of the remaining Overwizards, should there be any that do remain. But if someone else were to know of this object and were able to find it themselves, it would be incredibly important that it be taken from them.
To be destroyed, correct?
Naturally, this is not an object that the Bureau wishes to have. It's just an object we have assumed would be laid to entire rest within the tower.
Do you have any suspicions for who might currently hold this object?
I could not say. There's not even a true way to know which of the Overwizards of the Brotherhood remain wandering those halls after so
And
many years.
as you said, you don't necessarily want us to go far into the tower.
No. It is incredibly important that you also remain safe and alive.
So this is a job in two potential parts. The first is you simply want us to see what is happening in there currently.
I would even deem that to be of secondary importance. As curious as I am about the nature of the host tower and its current residents, more importantly, I find it incredibly important that you do not cross them, and instead prevent whatever might be reaching for the prisoner to never make it there.
Assuming that the prisoner is not too deeply in there. Or that the person trying to release the prisoner isn't.
She nods.
And if they are?
If they are, then perhaps it might be something that I and other Bureau members might be able to investigate more personally. But again, our nature has been, for the past few hundred years, rather significantly swayed in opposition of the host tower's greatest strengths. And the host tower has had years to affect itself in whatever way it might choose to.
And when was the last time one of your members could approach the tower without danger? Meaning, how long has this been an acute problem.
I have regulated that no Bureau members should pass Ship Kurth in approaching for their own safety. The safety of my people and others within the city is of greatest importance. As many of you may know who are here, it is greatly fortunate that when the host tower last exploded, it took with it its final bridge. Although it is certainly not impossible to approach, many of the creatures that dwell within the depths around the island have proven to be assisting deterrent.
Then I suppose final question I have is what conditions need be met for you to find our job here satisfactory? True, you want us to get in and stop this obvious evil from occurring. But if we cannot, if we can only go in and figure out what is happening, is that satisfactory? Or should we understand that is not what we're getting paid for?
Should it be deemed too unsafe for you to continue, I would feel it indecent for me to not pay you for your work. However, I am restricted by budget and materials, and if you are not capable of doing the entirety of the assignment, I will have to reallocate funds for the people who might be able to.
Very well.
Has Lauxius discussed the reward expected?
Not in specifics, no.
Then I should be plain with you. 10,000 gold if this item can be brought to me for destruction.
Okay. Right.
And how are we meant to get there?
We could provide you with a vessel that could take you to the island, although we cannot ensure that it will be a safe journey there.
The dragon's name. Do you know it?
Moldrim. I'll spell that for you. It's actually basically how it sounds.
Oh, Trim.
Do you
I
have
might
any
have given them a full name. Let me see.
Continue.
Do you have anything you would be willing to send with us that would allow you to get word to you quickly? Especially in the case that we don't think we're going to make it.
I could provide you with your company with a sending stone for such purposes, yes.
Beyond the money, the obvious good in this endeavor suggests that it would be good for us to have some way of contacting you in case we don't make it.
She nods.
In light of that, is there any other magical or mundane assistance otherwise that you could give to us?
My greatest suggestion would just be take caution with how deep you enter the tower. Further in you go, the more assured of danger.
Yeah, Haza will sit back and look to the rest of the group.
Much of the remaining magic of the Brotherhood still lingers in the ruins of Ilisk and in the properties around the island. Creatures that have died there in the wars against the Host Tower in the past have been known to pull themselves up from their mass graves and wander. How familiar are you all with the nature of the Host Tower itself or its history?
Good question.
I don't think not at all for me, right?
Yeah.
Unless it was a huge cataclysmic event.
It was. It leveled the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, it might actually be
Yeah.
pinged pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially-
If you're interested to know how much you already know, feel free to roll me a history check. And I'll allow actually that Mel, you can roll a religion check if you wish.
Oh.
Look forward to my total of 9.
Oh.
Um.
A lot of people died. It was a good day for
Yeah.
us.
This is a bit, business was good.
She begins filling you in with some details, which Torek and Oz both have, frankly, like kind of intrinsic interest in. And I think I've talked about this spot before in chat,
Mhm.
like before this game started. But
A little bit.
the Host Tower is a living building that grows like a tree, even in the shape of a tree that was created by the Arcane Brotherhood for them to host the Grand Cabal. And as part of their absolute grab for mass power everywhere, most of them achieved lichdom, which royally pissed off everyone in Luskan. And Luskan spent years repeatedly sieging this tower, trying to take them down. And in the meantime, they have recruited arcanists and students, and it became like a school for a while that would repeatedly get kind of like chopped up and attacked, and then like would just obliterate any incoming forces. It took L'Ariel Silverhand herself to show up, um, and like magically beat some ass to like lock up many of these over wizards. And then some asshole, another archmage who wanted to like join the Grand Cabal, came up and like woke them up again. Um, and like had to be killed. And during one of these last battles, he snapped his staff of power, which took out the tower, the island, and a significant a part of Luskan. And that's like the ping that like Nell would have for this. A lot of the ambient magic from the tower itself and from the like necromancers inside are like what affect the ruins of Ilisk, the city that once lived before Luskan in this very spot. For those who have an interest in like the archaeological or the undead, that like that location like pings to you. And for a very long time, this host tower has not really grown much. It takes a very long time for it to regrow to like its full size and strength and all. And right now, it's like it's a few stories tall still, and only branching a little bit.
but it is not the glorious thing that it once was. But it's still like it has remained ostensibly dormant, except for occasionally raising the dead on the island, affecting some of the monsters that like hang out in the waters around it. And nobody should be entering or exiting that thing ever. And that's what seems to be that is what is alarming Varian. Got it?
Mhm.
Right. Does anyone have any questions for the Great High Arcanist?
What did I get on my insight check for her willingness to destroy the heart?
Oh, that's what that was. Ha 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 ha. Um, she seems incredibly earnest. She has the demeanor of someone who is like uh who takes herself incredibly seriously, but you can tell that she is like the reason she's taking herself so seriously right now and like in this position is because this is something she feels very deeply about. She absolutely believes that like she believes in the position she is in.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm just confused. Is it 10,000 gold to destroy the heart?
To bring the heart to her for it to be destroyed,
Gotcha.
and presumably that would be because like that would be more assurance that like that it got done,
Hmm.
because like you guys could say like, oh, we destroyed it and called it in and take her
Mhm.
money and run with the heart, and
Mhm.
she doesn't like she doesn't want to risk that play.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It would be really fucked up if she was like, I need you to go retrieve this from someone else who might be retrieving it, and then like you bailed. Any other questions I might be able to answer for you now? And when would be the earliest you would be requiring the vessel?
Soon as, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we're ready now.
Now. We certainly can. That just seems incredibly quick.
Well, we had all day yesterday.
That's also me just being like assuring those who have to prepare spells that you have the appropriate prepared spells.
I do.
Yeah, I was mindful of that this morning.
Yeah.
I got what I got.
Same.
Yeah, I know it's the majority of you, but just checking. Okay. Then Varian will remove the ward on the threshold of this office chamber and begin instructing some of her staff in what needs to be done and what is happening so that they can get you a rowboat to the island
And a sending stone.
and a sending stone. She gets that very quickly, signs some forms for it, and then hands you one.
His will take you back. Who wants to hold this?
Looks like you're doing a wonderful job of that.
I mean, I feel like I'm
Your
going to be
idea.
up at the front.
Well, if you don't want to hold on to it, I sure can. But I also would probably be closer to the front.
I think proximity to the front matters not. You know, we're all gonna get out of there.
Right. Okay. I'll hold on to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hyacinth.
Yes.
Heading into a situation like this, I've found that a quick thinking wizard can turn the tide of a situation. So here's a little something to help you keep your eye out, and I will cast Gift of Alacrity on
Blood.
Hyacinth.
Ooh. All right. Well, that's very kind of you. Well, hopefully we won't run into any trouble and everything will be great. That being said, if for some reason we have to jump out of the top of the tower, I'm prepared for that now.
I distinctly ask that you do not approach the top of the tower.
No, yeah, for sure. But you never know.
Who wants to be in charge of rowing the boat?
I will row the boat.
I'll help row the boat.
Okay. I've got a boat rowing map for y'all.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've explicitly been told we are going to get attacked in the boat.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
It is simply going to happen. They were very clear about like, yeah, the fish around there fucking hate people. You're gonna have some problems.
And also fish in giant
Yeah.
quotes.
Yeah, to say they're true. To say they're fish is a gross oversimplification.
Let's see. I've got Oz and who else?
Hazel.
Okay. Okay, just wanted to double check because I remember having this conversation with you about having water vehicle proficiency,
Hell yeah, I do.
which is great because I set up an encounter here that you would avoid provided one of you had water vehicle proficiency skills.
I certainly do. I'm actually pretty good on a boat.
Yeah. So you are brought down to the dock just because that is the most the easiest thing to do. The page who is bringing you down offers to pay for the rental at the dock. You guys are started. It'd be wisest if it were here. Because then the current will take you to the island. It's just a matter of like navigating some rocks and such, and other vessels in the water as well. Not to worry though, you guys are certainly capable with
Do we basically
someone
go like
proficiency.
out and around? So like under Daleth's span?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
I'll even give you a little, if I can remember how this app works. There we go. Do. Like that. And then you can find, like I said, like because you have water vehicle proficiency, and also like you are also a local here, you have a pretty good idea of a good spot where you can like be guiding the vessel.
Yeah.
And in the cold of mid-morning on this winter day, as some snowflakes begin drifting down from the sky and landing and melting immediately on both the vessel and on the surface of the water, and amongst your hair and clothing. Um, the water itself is a deep, dark purple. It is not the depth of dark. It is not the darkness of depth that one would see in places like in the ocean or even at Waterdeep. Um, there is something that feels unnatural about how pigmented this water is. Its foam as each wave curls gives off a deep and bright hue in a way that you are not accustomed to water appearing. It's not in any. It would not necessarily be alarming, but it is certainly supernatural. Even at the beaches, it does not take this color to this extreme. But
the farther into the river, Mirar, and then out towards the ocean, the more intense it becomes. Each stroke of the oar froths up this sort of wine blood depth to the color, and as you approach the host tower, each of you.
Say, Torek? Seems like there's not many more chances to say your piece about why this isn't a good idea. Not
Yep.
a lot of time to turn around. Anything you'd like to add?
This is a dangerous thing we're doing. It would be dangerous with a reliable crew, which, well, this isn't. But, too late now.
The vote of confidence is heartwarming, Torek.
Truly.
Yeah, for real.
I feel so confident now. Thank you, Torek.
You
If it
asked.
helps-
Remind me, and I cast Mage Armor.
If it helps, Torque, I trust you to shoot the shit out of anything that's trying to kill me.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
As you approach the island, the white surface of this tower, it is almost colored and patterned like a birch tree, where each gray knot of the wood where a branch would be sprouting appears to be a window, or even like a door that opens out onto nothing. And the brickwork that you can see is rough like bark. But the crags that the tower itself stand on is not a good point of landing. You end up rowing under what used to be this bridge. You see like the remnants of the stone and the path, that are so long ago destroyed, and end up finding a spot here that you can begin your approach. The tower, this structure right here is absolutely non-existent. That like there's like the folds of a building that fell in on itself, but even like roll a perception check.
Just getting him out of the way. I'm focusing on the boat. Current strong here.
Wait, which way am I supposed to be around, Hazel?
Just
Oh gosh, I should just use my passive forever.
Inks, you can kind of stand up on the boat and steady yourselves on other people's shoulders and kind of see with a surety that like those ruins do not appear to be crawling with anything.
Oh, good. Mhm.
However, you do see like forms under the surface of the water. As you begin to sit back down, there are faces, pale faces that kind of stretch amongst the waves, and then are pulled until they are pulled apart and melt away. And but one of these faces does not uh, rip itself on the waves like the others, and comes a little bit closer to the surface, and you see this pale skin that is deeply tinted, and it is looking at you with like dark eyes, and the water around the head is swirling as if something is moving around it, and there's a body following this face that is long
and scaled. And we are going to roll into initiative over on this map.
Mhm.
Guys are down here. You are not this close to shore. I will roll. Oh, there we go.
Oof. Get it out of the way.
Oh man,
Oh my god.
my
Get it out of the
dice are
way.
the worst.
Oh my god. Why?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing good, everyone. Keep up the good work.
Uh-oh. Hyacinth. You are up first. Inks, I'm assuming you say something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry, we just went in initiative real quick.
Oh yeah. That's why I clarified.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
don't see any enemies yet.
Well, Inks points it out. You can look at your map. There should be. You can't really see it because you've got your token selected, but there you go.
No,
Yep.
but I mean they're all.
Look, down a little bit.
Oh, duh! I was looking a lot further away.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mhm.
You see what looks like a humanoid with severely amphibian or specifically like fish features, like a gray blue skin, with like webbed hands and a snake tail that is churning through the waves to keep its body up near the surface.
I'm going to uh begin weaving a spell, and some of the water just fades away, and this little vortex surrounds the enemy. I'm casting Vortex Warp. They need to make a con save or get teleported far away from us.
It's a good one. We like
Okay.
this one.
Mhm.
The creature failed. So where are you sending them?
Let's see. Over here.
Okay. I know I said you guys aren't this close to shore, but like we're gonna play a little bit fast and I'm saying what I'll say is what this means is this is a water encounter, so you can't
Mhm.
like use your turns to row to shore. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
But
Oh,
like
okay. I
what
thought.
what I mean to say is you can still do what you're doing, which is throwing this thing onto the beach. That's fine. But I'm
Okay.
telling like for boat's sake, don't worry about getting boat to shore.
Oh.
It'll be a little bit more effort than that. Sorry, taking care of the boy. Okay, here, lay down. Okay, is that it for your turn, Hyacinth?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at the prow of the vessel, Haza and Oz, you feel more directly something, a weight shift. I actually need to move you guys because there we go. And then everyone else feels the hull move a little as the surface is once again broken by another creature, very similar in its like structure to the thing that just got flung or teleported, right?
Mm-hmm.
Far away.
this thing is significantly bigger and definitely more leaning into the features of a creature of the depths. It has a long tail that it uses to throw onto the vessel and kind of pitch the whole weight of it, and grab onto Mel with an 18 to hit.
I would like to use one of my bardic inspiration die to use cutting words.
Okay, why don't you roll me that d6? Okay, I think that will mean that does
Nice.
not hit her. How does that reflect?
As I see the swing coming in, and I, just based on the trajectory of it, I believe there's a good chance it's going to hit. I just start hooping and hollering and do enough, vocalization to enact the magic to aid in my ability to distract this individual and just set their swing off target a bit.
Okay. Well, that is all that this can do on its first turn then. The other creature, having been thrown onto land, is going to spend all of its movement as it flops and tries to writhe uncomfortable on like terrain, and not getting up from not being able to get up from quote unquote prone. So it will take its dash to move 60 feet. Or not 60, 30. There we go. And then it is Toric's turn.
All right. This guy is right next to me. So, he will, as a bonus action, I will use one of my very precious 3 spell slots. He will once again, as he has done multiple times, mutter a prayer in Draconic, and well, not even mutter. He will say quite loudly a prayer in Draconic that ends with "Now back the fuck up," and I will try. I'm casting Thunderous Smite, and I will, thanks to my what is the name of the feature? Range Smite feature. That will, because I am smiting, I will not take disadvantage when I attempt to shoot this guy, and back him the fuck off. That's 1 away from misfire.
Sweating every time you roll. 13 doesn't miss though.
Yeah. I will. I'll risk it all and take another shot.
Okay.
There we go.
That's definitely a hit.
7 piercing, and the Thunderous Smite is 3 thunder.
Hell yeah.
And
it
I
is.
need a strength saving throw at a whopping DC 13. He gets a save.
Well, he failed to save. I already rolled it.
Okay. He is knocked prone, whatever that means for a swimming creature.
That's a very good point. I don't know what that means either. Yeah.
That's it for Torque.
Yeah. I don't believe you can be knocked prone underwater, and you'd think I would know that having run Ghosts of Saltmarsh, but I definitely
Right.
remember it coming up in Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Okay, and then it is Oz's turn then.
Oz is going to play a little tune on his horn and cast Bless on Mel and Haza and Inks.
All right. What color do you want that to be?
All
Actually, I usually do the heart. That's what I do.
right.
If that's all right.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
All right. Ladies. All right. That it for your turn?
That's it.
Okay. Hazel.
How far from shore are we again? Roughly. It's basically
say-
comparing
I'll-
how far away we are from the thing that got teleported there.
I'll say that the space is like the space is the same. The distance is the same. The space is just not such that pulling over and parking is really
Yeah.
gonna be feasible.
Okay, it's mainly just to keep an eye on the actual space between us and the thing
Yes.
that's on the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, I will throw 2 Eldritch Blasts at the big snake with us.
Okay. That will hit.
Pew!
Ooh. Okay.
Pew!
Hey, there we go.
Yep, I believe that's my turn.
All right. Inks.
Well, this is certainly not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I don't have a tendency. But I do have darts, so let's do that.
Yeah, okay.
Boom.
Mhm.
It's a
Hey.
hell of a dart.
And then one more, right? I get one more?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cool. Boom.
God damn.
Nice.
Fuck.
Wow.
That's pretty good darts.
Sorry, did I say
Precision.
I was bad at this?
Torque, throw him just like that.
And that is my turn.
All right. Are your darts anything flavored special, or are they just little darts?
Little darts.
All right. You
Didn't
just sort of
that
draw
at
them
all.
out from inside of your jacket, and hurl each of them with an extended hand, and they pierce deep, past the scales of this creature.
It's my turn.
All right, Mel.
I'm just gonna keep it casual, keep it simple. Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Keep it easy, keep it breezy.
Hmm.
Perhaps it is the proximity to such a weird magical thing. But this sea serpent seems very keen, and is not so easily pressed by magic, but it does fail that save regardless. So we're only 2d12 or 12.
For 8. Yay.
All right.
Probably 4. Wah wah. That's okay.
Now it is Hyacinth's turn.
Okie doke. I'm going to cast a firebolt at the thing on land.
All right. That'll hit.
16 fire damage.
Ooh.
Good roll. I was just like, well, this guy's in water, so that's not going to work as well. But yeah, that is it.
Okay. Well, this guy can swim right back up to the boat. Let's see. Thinking about who actually appears to be. Actually, we'll start here. There we go. Swim around beneath the surface towards the little one who throws very good um, rising out of the water.
You know, I should have
Um,
mentioned
slashing out with clawed hands with like webbed fingers, and like these fingers are so sharp, they're like the length, like the nails are like the length of daggers, and like the like depth of them as well. uh I have a 23 to hit
Yup,
and a 16,
that'll miss.
and then also a 13, which means only one of them hits for 7 slashing damage.
Hell yeah.
And the other.
Flop, flop, flop.
Let's see. Let's see if we're close enough to anybody yet. Oh, we are. Great. Out here beached, this creature begins to like lift its body up, like its torso up, and there is like some words mumbled, well, more like spat, but they're kind of hard to hear and certainly understand. uh I need Oz to make me an intelligence saving throw.
Mm-hmm. I would like to use my Fortune of the Many to add 3 to that.
Oh.
All right. You don't really hear the words that are being said, but suddenly the faces that are in the surface of the water begin to stretch and intensify, and the waves begin to like pull up around you, just to you, just to you. And like you see figments of faces you recognize, hobgoblins, that you know, and you see like reflections from behind you of the ruins of Ilisk, and you feel darkness and creeping dread and like loss and absolute guilt. uh, but you will not let that shake you, and you do not fail that save. Toric.
At least he's on the other side of the boat. I don't have to smite. Yeah, I will just no. Yeah, I will take 2 shots with the musket at the big one near the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I told you to fuck off.
That will hit.
And
Oof.
piercing.
You got it.
Another 10.
Nice.
Oh shit. Okay. All fucking right, Ted.
See?
That's it.
Okay, Oz.
Look, friend, this is entirely unnecessary. If you just swim your way and we'll row ours, and we'll never see each other again.
It does not seem to understand you and is not afraid by your kind words.
Earnest Rebuke is my favorite flavor of that
It's so
spell
good.
ever.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
love
good.
it so much.
And Adam's really good at it too.
hmm
Thank you. That is unfortunately my turn.
Haza.
Now that it's within range, start to slash down with the sword. Let's try that. Nope.
Shit. Sucks.
Yep.
Hey.
7.
7.
1 on the damage.
I was like, is that adding your charisma? Yes. Bonus action?
Nope.
Okay, Inks.
Oh, well, welcome.
To the Thunderdome. Combo.
And
Mhm.
then, yeah, fuck it. Let's flurry of blows this bitch.
Okay.
Shoot there. Whew.
Okay.
Woo!
This body rises out of the water with like a deep and like water gurgling hiss, slashes out at you just once. You duck out of the way of both of its his additional swings, and then like my turn, beat the shit out of him. So all 4 of those attacks hit. So roll damage for the last 2 as well.
Oof.
Holy shit!
Nice.
What was
Holy
that,
shit.
34?
I think it's 36.
Yes, 36. Thank you. Oh my god.
Look at me mathing. That is my turn. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Mel.
All right. I'm similarly happy that this guy's here.
Fucked up hair.
Oh,
Ooh,
16!
yep. That hits.
Yeah! And I'm also going to go ahead and do the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. The harness divine
That's
power.
Gotcha.
Oh wait, not harness divine power.
Channel
It's
divinity.
the channel
Yeah.
divinity. That's the one.
It just does a shit ton of necrotic damage, right?
15 necrotic damage.
15?
Yep, 5 plus twice my cleric level.
Alright. You swing the head of your incense burner. It's on a chain, right?
Yep, it's a flail.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure I have this image right. The weight of it extends past the head of this sea serpent. The chain catches on the back of it, so it wraps around its neck, and while the head of the mace crashes into its skull as it sweeps around, you pull down, and its head smacks against the edge of the ship's boat, and it slumps into the water, dead.
A quick little prayer, and I'm looking for the other one. Oh
Alright.
man, they're so far away. What is that?
Yeah,
Like
that dummy went to the wrong side.
60 feet. 60 feet. Oh, what's my goddamn? That was my turn, but till that is 60 fucking feet. God damn it, no.
Mhm.
Hyacinth, it is your turn.
I will spin open another little portal and blast a little more fire at the one on land.
Okay. That'll hit.
Ooh. It's a give and a take.
Regress to the mean.
Okay. Let's see.
But that is it for my turn.
We're gonna crawl back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, we're back in the water. Great. It's great for me. Let's see if I can do anything else here. Nope. That's a dash. All right, Torek.
All right. I will just do what I do. I line up the shot, rest the rifle or the musket on the edge of the boat. All right, come closer. Come closer.
That hits. Uh huh.
For 17.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, that's not great for them. The water is very dark with their blood. Oz.
Your buddy didn't fuck off. You can still fuck off.
If you just listen to my friend here, and as you can tell, he's an excellent shot, please just be on your way and we'll be on ours.
Oh, that's a failure. 3 psychic damage. Alright. Haza?
2 little Eldritch Blasty Blasts.
That's a hit.
Hey!
Right.
Hey! One goes high.
Throwing out my next 2 darts. Let me make sure one. Oh no! It is exactly 25 feet away. That is some bullshit. And I can't occupy the same space. That's a halfling thing, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, disadvantage. Here we go.
And these
Boosh.
are darts you are not getting back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh darn, the darts. That's a
Ah.
both of those hit.
I honestly never thought I would even touch these things.
Like,
I'm so fast.
All right, she was going to escape, but she does get killed in the water.
God, these darts are awesome.
New character concept.
Real ranged monk.
all darts.
All right. And with that, you have slain my water monsters, which definitely would kill the average fisherman, which is why people don't hang out here.
Yep. Checks out.
And now they can.
For like an hour.
Yeah, probably. Probably not for long. All
I'm
right.
sure it was just those 2 ever, always, from now on. So it's fine.
And with that, the 2 of you can row the rest of you to shore. Begin dragging the
Mhm.
boat.
Hyacinth, row your boat to shore.
Hallelujah.
Oh wait, am I supposed to be rowing?
Just helpful.
Yeah, as we're dragging it, Hazel will say, like, okay, 2 schools of thought here. One is we leave it closer to the water to get away fast, but it might drift away. 2, we drag it in further so it doesn't, but then we'll have to drag it to get into it to leave.
I think we want to be sure we've got a boat when it's time to
Yeah,
move
that's
on.
my thinking. Just wanted to float that to the group.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
any of us can run around, run on water.
Yeah, I could.
fucking dramatic. It's just-
Not the original plan for her, but I'm running with it.
All right, you want to bring it to shore?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are welcome to. Where do you want the boat to go?
Both
There are
out.
like trees over here, right? Or like
Uh-huh.
brush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would try to drag it over into some brush.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Going to force you all to disembark.
Essentially, like, it's not going to be covered, from anybody on the beach, but if somebody's off the beach looking down, you can maybe make it like slightly less conspicuous.
Mm-hmm.
At least with like the cliff there and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Once
And-
you are.
I was just going to say, bad news, Mel and Inks and Haza. Bless has run out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't even use bless. Whoops.
Once you are on the shore, you see that this place has very little ability to actually provide a lot of growth. There are like these shrubs and such that you can like
Hmm.
kind of lock the boat into place so it doesn't get carried away by tides.
Yeah.
Um, and there's not a lot of like hidey holes per se immediately. There are, however, corpses on the beach, and not like super ancient ones.
I know if I don't, Mel will, so I will go check the corpses, and I will sort of push one with the butt of my rifle.
They are covered in sand and look like they have been rained or like wet by the ocean. Rained on or wet by the ocean, but like these, there's like under them are like patches of like blood that you can see. I'll need a medicine check if you want more information.
Yeah, I want to determine cause of death if possible.
I just want to make sure they don't stand up when I poke them a few times.
Terrible.
Not
Oh,
immediately.
I would like to search these things for anything that might help us identify them. Patches, emblems.
I will assist you in your investigation check of that.
Excellent.
Additionally, after you've checked the bodies, could you kindly pile them together, please? Not pile
Oh.
them, but lay them.
lay them next to each other,
Yes.
respectfully.
There's a handful of
Easier to burn if they're in a
drow,
pile.
and some hobgoblins. They bear no shared symbology that you can
Mhm.
tell. They're all kind of just wearing like cheap clothing with cheap armor. Some of them have armaments. Inks and Mel can both see pretty clearly. Like part of their bodies are like cut up. Some of them are like torn up. Like they did not have pleasant deaths. It appears like it very much appears like it was combat. With something big, with a lot of strength. And they were just left here. Probably only a few days ago at best.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cast ceremony on these bad boys.
I'll remind you that ceremony has that hefty component cost, also an hour casting time.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was fine with the hour casting time, but fucking, I need to pick up components.
I fucking love this spell, but it is very costly as far as like use goes.
Well, I'll pick them up later. All right. What next?
Mel, your passive perception is a 16 or 15?
15. Oh, I don't like that.
As you are all beginning to proceed up the beach, it is noticeable that there is like an electricity in the air. It's like tingling your eardrums, and like it feels like it's under your skin. There's just something here. Detect magic, like those of you who are like used to casting that kind of divination knows, like you just kind of get the feeling that you would be blinded if you tried, because it is inside of you, like as you are approaching this tower. Roll those checks. Okay. As you are progressing along the aisle and headed towards the tower itself on its northern point, there is the sound of a misplaced footstep into stone and the cascade of rock into the ocean ahead. And over the cliff ledge, or like over like one of the cliffs, like on one of these hills, a figure begins to climb. It is big and hairy, almost silver in color. And its amalgamate form is incredibly confusing at first. It looks like it has giant hands that come from arms that are placed in the wrong parts of its body. It has more eyes than a mammalian typically would, and it has teeth sprouting from many points of its jaw. Can put that on the map.
That
Wait,
is
what?
not friend shaped. Oh, it's got little torso arms.
That's not great. It is like crawling over the hill in your direction and like beginning to like huff and snort.
Is it reasonable to assume? Well, you said they look cut up, but is it reasonable to assume that the dead body has possibly died from that thing that's running? Well, that's showed itself.
Yeah. Like some of the like blunt force ripping that is on some of these bodies is probably at the hands of these giant paws.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Do we have
Well,
time to do anything as it's running up?
I'm telling you that you do because it was detected before it crested.
Yeah, Armor of Agathis. Just get that out of the way.
All right, doesn't sound like anything else is happening.
Nope.
can't pre-punch, so
Cannot pre-punch, indeed.
Oh, frick.
oh shoot. Wow. Amazing dexterity, terrible initiative.
It does hurt.
Yeah. Oh, nice torque.
You've who has Gift of Alacrity right now?
Hyacinth.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Toric is up.
Oh boy. Incoming. That's it. And then I will start shooting. An 18
That will certainly hit.
and a
It immediately becomes apparent with a tough hide. This thing does have a lot of like surface area exposed still. Ooh. Oh God.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. All right.
and I will move up next to Mel. Yeah. And that'll be it.
Okay. Ozzy.
All right. right, here we go. And I will cast Bless at second level on everybody except for Hyacinth and myself.
Nice.
Let's
Tight.
I
let's
appreciate it.
let's go get it. I'll just run right up to it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I, also come running up next to you, like shoulder to shoulder, and I will swing down with the sword. Ooh,
Okay.
ooh. Yeah,
All
last one.
right.
But 2 hits. We did it. I hit 2 in a row.
Hey.
Yeah. Slash. Shield up, ready for a 4-armed fuck you.
All right.
I have
All
at least 4
right.
that I can see. It might have 6 arms. That's upsetting. It might have
Hyacinth.
sneaky arms.
I'll take 30 feet of movement, and then just keep firing some cantrips. All right.
Oh God.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Huh.
God. You okay? How do you do this?
Oh.
What?
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Well, just with a patient stroll, just looking at the angles, waiting for Oz and Heza to leave me a good opening, and just right down the middle.
Okay.
I think you're muted.
It's you hit it hard and it falls back and does not get up. Anything else for your turn?
No, that is it.
All right. Almost immediately following the collapse of this body, you hear like the sudden and abrupt aggressive yell of something the size and form similar to the one that has just fallen.
Yeah.
On this cliffside, he puts large paws onto the edge of the cliff and propels himself through the air on top of you two.
Yep.
So if you wouldn't mind making me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Wump.
That's no good. Please kindly take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as he just falls on top of you. And then each of these arms comes grabbing at your each shoulder of yours and begins trying to tear.
Does that count as a melee attack on me?
These are melee attacks against you, yes.
I should say the jump and stomp.
I'll say that the jump and fall, because it wasn't really a stomp. It's not an attack. It's just him using gravity.
Okay.
Right. So is the ripping and grasp, is that a separate attack from the jump?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yep. We got here actual attacks happening now. Heza, I have a 25 and then an 8.
25 hits.
I will use my reaction to use my interception fighting style to reduce whatever damage this is going to be.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Gosh, that fighting style is so cool.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So I just, as I am sort of recovering from getting stomped on, I see a swing coming in towards Heza, and I bat the arm with my shield, and that's 8 points of damage reduced from whatever the damage is.
That reduces it to 5 points of slashing damage from its claws grabbing at
Okay.
you.
So that's it takes 15 frost damage as Armor of Agathis triggers, and I have I have 2 Armor of Agathis left, 2 temp HP.
Okay.
So that was well worth it, actually, Oz,
Yeah, hell yeah.
because that means I get one more burst of that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, but that
Yeah.
makes it. Yeah,
That's
that's
cool.
huge.
And then its other 2 claw attacks are at Oz for a nat 1 and then a 21.
The 21 will certainly hit.
It'll be 9 slashing damage.
Okay. So that means I need.
Oh.
Good. So Bless is still up.
Yep. And then after the explosion of what's Armor of Agathis looking like?
I think it looks like a basically shimmery little force field of air. But the second a punch gets through, it just forms very quickly crystallizes into a jagged spike that just rams out into the fist.
Excellent. But so because that happened, it does not want to try to bite your head off and will
Yeah, fair.
instead go for Oz
I got
with
the
a 12 to
porcupine.
hit.
That is a miss.
Okay.
Ooh.
That puts Mel up next.
Well, they can't be having all the fun. I still have Bless, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
That's going to be at 3rd level. I mean, huh?
I
Holy
mean,
shit.
you've got to call it beforehand for that exact
Oh,
reason.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay.
No,
I'm just-
I was planning on making it 3rd level whether it hit or not. That's why I was asking if there's Bless on it or not. But I didn't need it.
I guess
Yeah.
technically you did click it 3rd level for it to populate the damage.
Yeah.
It usually says it usually prompts the spell damage after.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, which is why I clicked it, thinking that it would.
Gotcha, and why you
prompt
said
me
it like
to be
that.
Hey, this is what level would you like to cast the spell before we roll your to hit?
Yeah, I'm pretty forgiving about it because I know you looking at your character sheet are looking at it like I'm casting it at 3rd level, and you're not gonna immediately say it every time, but just we got
I'll do that.
yeah. Don't worry, I get it. And then is there anything else for your turn? I don't think you have many bonus actions available to you right now.
I have spiritual weapon, and that's it. But that's a leveled spell, and
Yeah.
I don't want to use the spell slot, so no.
All right, great. Inks, it's your turn.
Well, not to be left behind.
Yeah, join the kicking to death pile.
Yeah. Only because I have 10 more feet, I'm just gonna move there. And I will hit 3 times.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, all those hit.
Tight.
Oh, Inks, how do you do this?
Yeah, I am going to run up his body using his arms to kind of propel myself up.
Ew.
Then knee him in the face, and then eventually, when he's dazed, use that momentum to bring his head back down onto the ground.
Awesome. Okay. As Inks comes down on top of this collapsing body, which is just on a heap on top of the other guy as well. In this pile of corpses, as soon as they fall, and you can kind of feel the shudder of the earth begin to settle. The air around you suddenly feels like it is thickening as clouds press in around you, not like a fog, and certainly not impenetrable, but suddenly very dark. And you can see the city from where you are on this island and see that it has like the muted sunlight of an overcast sky on it. But it is suddenly feeling like twilight that is continuing to deepen. And some figures make themselves seen. On the one, you see a sort of aged old leathery thing with a hood over its face that is casting long shadows and almost makes it look like its jaw is slack and the skin of it has stretched down to its chest and its mouth hangs open in a black void. And the other is much bigger and almost looks as if it has clawed its way vertical, having been like a shambled mound of from the earth before. And as it begins to like pull itself upwards, its pieces beginning to order itself into place, its body is fortified by the darkness around it. And these are the two new friends you see. And as the
Oh
darkness
God.
Oh god.
wreathes this larger figure, it almost is carried around on him like a cape that then like closes like a cocoon and he melts away and teleports to here.
Huh.
Hmm.
I'm so glad I
Um,
used my extra
Uh,
10 feet.
we will call session there for now.
well.